In what ways does your media product use, develop, or change forms and conventions of real media products? Um, well, first of all, me and Dan both analysed and watched other horror opening sequences that have been successful in the past. I personally watched and analysed Psycho, Jaws, and The Woman in Black, the first minute or so of both of the films, all three, to see what the audience expectations are of the genre and what are the real conventions used within professional horror films. So, Dan, what did you find?
I found that in the opening sequence I did of Psycho, Conjuring, and Halloween, the low-key lighting is a key aspect of all these. It gives an isolated feeling and also establishing shots resemble this as well. It just makes it seem more ominous and it gives a sense of abandon. Also, the threat is never fully shown in the opening sequence. It presents an enigma and makes the audience question what the threat is. The sound also is high pitched and the music reflects the eerie atmosphere. And within these opening sequences, normality is shown, such as houses or families, to make it more relatable to the audience and believable. And the stereotypical horror soundtracks are included, like for instance in Conjuring, it's a slow, high pitched, eerie sound to build up suspense.
Yeah, I found similar stuff in terms of conventions. They tend to establish the genre, the horror genre, straight from the beginning, so you actually know what you're watching. There tends to be slow music, especially in Jaws. Jaws is known for the music, and that music tends to build up tension and cause unease within the audience, making them feel. This music making the audience feel unsettled and aware that there's a potential threat that could cause an attack or something similar to the unsuspecting character shown on the screen.
Why was the research useful for your main production?
For me, I found that the research was very useful, so we could see what the audience expects to experience from the genre and what kind of elements they want to see within an opening sequence or the first few minutes of a horror movie.
Yeah, same here. I thought it allows us to conform to their expectations of the genre that the audiences have come to appreciate and expect. For instance, the dark colours, it's a staple of all horror films.
So, explain how you developed your sequence to match the real movies of the same genre. So, what techniques, camera shots, editing, and that kind of stuff did we use then?
We matched the music because that's a big part of building suspense. The slow-paced, ominous music in, for instance, Halloween is represented in ours. The mise en scene was a big part of our project as well. The hooded, menacing character that we've included reflects the threat and how intimidating he is because the threat is never shown fully. So by having him hooded and dark, it doesn't put a face to the fear. So the audience can't even feel reassured in the fact that they know the identity of the threat. And yeah, that's mine.
Another thing we used was the titles. That was similar to Friday the 13th opening, where you have the screen totally black out and the title and the credits flash on screen. We tried to put that into ours as well, so it gives it the similar feel. Yeah, and the over the shoulder shot, as Dan said, of the potential threat, partly showing off that threat, but partly not. So the audience know that there is something about to happen, but they're not sure what, and that creates unease and gives them visceral pleasures, which is very important when it comes to horror, as the conventions are that it tries to shock and cause horror within the viewer. Another thing that we used is the blood, the fake blood, and the knife. I thought that was put together quite well to show the genre, and again give these shocks to the audience. We also had a point of view shot from the victim's point of view. Again, gives it that more personal touch towards the audience. Feels like the audience is involved with what's going on. And as Dan said again, the sound, we had the music that was quite slow but unsettling, again building suspense. And yeah, that's pretty much it for what we did. So, have you tried anything different that challenges the genre or gives it a personal touch?
Even though we didn't show the threat identity, we did show him killing the victim straight from the start, and that's it's not usually seen in a horror opening, and it's sort of adapted into the modern times where the target audience of ours, teenagers for 16 to 18, are interested in more violent, gratuitous gore, and that's represented in ours opening.
Yeah, and we kind of did show off the threat at the end in the interrogation room. So that's something that we did to challenge this conventional idea of the threat being a total mystery. We implied that it was one of the characters who's getting interrogated. And we also had the whole sequence in black and white throughout, which again is unusual nowadays. Obviously, with colored films, you don't have black and white, but that was something that we did to make it more unique. But that's just two things. In general, we did try and make it look like a real horror film, and we followed all the conventions of the horror genre.
What 9 key moments are in the main production?
Well, I picked 5, and Dan's going to be picking another 4. But I think the establishing shots, mainly the one with the Dutch tilt showing the bridge, I think that was very important to show the genre and again put this unsettling theme into the whole opening sequence straight from the beginning. Another key moment was when the threat was walking into the location of the car park. This gave the audience an idea where a potential attack might happen. There was also the shot of the unsuspecting victim, the character playing with the football. That was a medium shot of him, and then a close-up to show detail and just to show how unaware he is of the potential threat incoming. This could give excitement to the viewer. And then we had over-the-shoulder shot with the knife behind the threat's hand. This again showed the potential attack and what's about to take place, and gives the viewer an idea of when it's going to happen. And then we had obviously the climax of the whole sequence, or the whole opening sequence, the stabbing shot, which was the actual attack. And Dan.
At 1 minute, a high angle tracking shot is shown, revealing the victim on the floor after being stabbed. It shows how vulnerable he is, and also shows the threat's power. Also at 1:05, a POV shot is shown, and this also shows how intimidating the threat is, and allows the audience to experience the terror first time. At 1:15, another POV shot is shown, and it shows the victim spitting blood. It shows how brutal the scene is and how menacing the victim is. And then finally at 1:44, a tracking shot is shown of the threat in an interrogation sequence, and it shows the enigma, and it presents the audience with questions about who he is and why he's doing there, to make them want to watch on.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening, and yeah.